Yo, what is up, guys? Oh, man, let's get this set up right. All right, what's going on? What is up? What is up? Mic check. We're good. All right. Free Jungle Boy. You already know what it is. Let's see. Dropping my phone. All right, Monday, March the 15th, 2021. What's going on, guys? How y'all doing? How's it going? Appreciate you all tuning in. We got everything set up here. Got everything set up for the most part. Let's go ahead and get, by the way, I'm forgetting the overlay. There we go. All right, cool. Getting everything going on a Monday. Getting it all set up on a Monday. What's up, guys? Monday, March 15th, 2021. I hope you're all doing well. The Daily Crow. We're in the building this week. Got a lot to get into. Talking baseball, talking Frank Martin, talking, hey, football starts this week. How about spring ball getting going this week? I realized it a little bit earlier, like, wow, practice starts Saturday. So we're going to start talking football again. Got a lot to get into here on a Monday, guys. Hope you're all doing well. Thank you all so much for tuning in. And hope your weekend went well outside of the obvious, which was the baseball series, which we can dive into that if you guys want to talk about it. Of course, quick reminder, episode 400 dropping this morning. Obviously talking everything with the Texas series, the Frank Martin rumors. We also had a great interview. Former Gamecocks right-handed pitcher Matt Vogel joined the show. Really, really good stuff from Matt. Really appreciate him taking the time. Guys, before we do get going, though, I want to tell you my friends over at Flex Squad Fitness, because the Daily Crow is presented to you by our friends at Flex Squad Fitness. And CJ Profit, the man behind it all, he's been a certified personal trainer for 10 years. He struggled with his own weight for many years until he eventually lost 85 pounds himself doing the exact same type of training that he does at the gym, guys. And again, that's what makes him so good at what he does, is because he's been there, he's done that, he knows exactly what you're going through. The physical grind, the mental grind, he knows what you're dealing with. And at Flex Squad, they do one-on-one and small group training. Their program is a mix of strength, high-intensity interval training, and endurance training. And guys, the goal is to not only help you look great on the outside, but more importantly, make them stronger and more confident on the inside. And guys, like I said, he's been there, he's done that. He's going to be with you every single step of the way, making custom workout plans, nutrition plans, everything you need to achieve your goals. Guys, the place changes people inside and out. You're not going to regret walking the door. You'll probably just wish you didn't sooner. And guys, get this right now. They offer a free week for anyone who's tried out their classes, or 2 free one-on-one sessions to see what they're all about. Or guys, if you go there right now, tell them Chris from the Spurs Up Show sent you. You're going to get your first month free. By the way, guys, we haven't announced this yet, but something we're working on right now. I think we're targeting Saturday, March the 27th. We are going to have a TSUS workout at Flex Squad Fitness. So if you're in the city, if you're around Columbia, of course, if you're in Chapin, you're definitely going to want to come out for that. It's going to be a really, really good time. Of course, yours truly will be there. Going to take in a workout at Flex Squad Fitness, have an organized workout, if you will, and it should be a lot of fun. But again, stay tuned for those details. But again, our friends at Flex Squad Fitness in Chapin, South Carolina, if you're looking to start your fitness journey, if you're looking to get going on that grind, Flex Squad Fitness is the way to go. Again, that's Flex Squad Fitness in Chapin, South Carolina. My good friend, CJ Profit. Be sure to check him out and tell him that Chris from the Spurs Up Show sent you. All right, guys, that being said, let's get into it. Monday, March the 15th, 2021. Like I said, we got a lot to dive into. We got a lot to talk about here on a Monday. 843-790-3377. Taking your questions, comments, calls, everything here on a Monday, guys. Taking your questions, comments, calls, everything what you guys want to talk about. Again, we got everything from Frank Martin to baseball to what have you, man. It's crazy, that Frank Martin stuff coming out over the weekend. I could not believe it. Ritter, what's going on? Ritter, I want to apologize to you a little bit. I know I kind of came at you this weekend. I just got really irritated on Friday because I knew that people were going to shit themselves at the first sign of trouble with baseball, the first damn game we lost. I knew people were going to freak out. And Ritter, unfortunately, you were one of them. So, sorry I maybe came at you on Twitter, but, whatever it is, what it is. Phil, what's going on? Larry Truesdale says you can't win with Bosnick as your number 3 pitcher. He can pitch midweek games maybe. Larry, I couldn't disagree more, to be honest with you. Again, one series goes awry. One game even. But one series goes awry. And people are asking me, Chris, what wholesale changes should we make? Like, we need to just completely scrap everything and And guys, that's not how this game works. That's not how the game of baseball works. It's not. I can't get situated with my freaking hat, by the way. That's not the way the game of baseball works, man. It's just not. That's just not. Dude, if coaches were that flip-flop in regards to changing their lineups and changing their weekend rotations, bro, we wouldn't win another game. You got to give guys opportunities to get comfortable in their roles. And I mean, again, you were 11-0 till you got this weekend. Obviously, something was working. So, yeah, I just, yeah. Todd Smith says, "What's up, Chris? Tough weekend, but you called it. Can't take anything away from Texas. They played some good ball." Yeah, they did. They're a good baseball team, bro. They're a really, really good ball club. It's a tough place to win. That ballpark really fits Texas really well in what they want to do in their game. Just wasn't your weekend. Rodney, what's going on? Phil says, what time is Castlin showing Frank the guillotine? I don't know, man. I don't know. I guess that meeting's happening today. We'll see what happens. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if Frank Martin has coached his last basketball game in Columbia. I have no idea. Rhett Godbold, after starting 11-0 and getting swept by Texas, where does this put us as a baseball team? Well, it puts us at 11-3 and still ranked in the top 20. I don't know if you guys saw the poll came out. South Carolina is still 16th in the country. Listen, you got swept, and that's never good. Never good to get swept, obviously. But the season's not over. You have 42 games left. You have 10 SEC series. Season's far from over, guys. I mean, and again, I don't love the way it happened necessarily. But if you'd have told me right now we'd have been 11-3, and let's assume you win tomorrow night in the midweek, you bounce back and get a big win over Davidson, which I think you will. If you'd have told me you'd start 12-3 going into SEC play, I would have signed up for that in a heartbeat. So I know it sucks. It sucks to get swept by Texas. It does, but have a little perspective in the sense of, and I'm honestly kind of glad that happened before SEC play. I really am. So Phil says, got my Gamecock baseball, softball watch party package in the mail. Attaboy. Good job. Adam Ritter, we got to take Khalil and Malone out of the lineup. They are not hitting. Well, Khalil actually had a couple base hits Saturday. But, okay, Ritter, you want to take him out? Who are you going to put in? I don't think Malone's a guy you can give up on yet, man. He's got the talent. He's got the ability. Listen, I know it's a struggle right now. He can't hit for shit, and it's killing this lineup. But that dude, you cannot give up on him. You just cannot give up on him. You got to keep giving him opportunities, I think. So, and you just got to hope he'll come around. John F. Howell, good morning. Where do we go after Frank? I have no idea. I'll be honest with you. Once they make that decision, then I'll start doing my research on other coaches and who's available. But, as of right now, Frank Martin's still the head coach at South Carolina. Will he be after today or tomorrow or this week? I have no idea. Brandon Ward, what's going on, man? Steven says, watch Tanner give Martin a pay increase and an extension. Well, I think a lot of our fan base would actually like that. Personally. You know what's so funny about the Frank Martin stuff, guys? Again, I know you guys don't see all the comments that come my way or anything like that, but you guys know the people in the Daily Crow right now. You guys are the folks that tune in every single day, so you guys know what I've said. I don't have to explain it to you. You guys know for a fact what I've said. So you guys know for a fact that I have said I am not a fire Frank Martin guy. I've said that 100 million times, right? Like I've literally repeated myself over and over and over. Hold on, I forgot to cut on the light. Over and over. I was wondering why the lighting looked weird in here. I always forget to cut on that overhead light. Anyways, you guys know I've said I'm not a fire Frank Martin guy, literally over and over and over again. And with this Frank Martin stuff coming out, I still have people in my mentions. I still have people coming at me saying, "Oh, this is what you wanted. You wanted Frank fired. You wanted Frank gone." I'm just like, people just do not listen. People just don't listen. Like, what is the deal with people? It is crazy, man. Let's see. Joseph, yeah, I couldn't believe Khalil almost went yard. I about shit myself. Todd Smith, I believe it will light a fire under the entire baseball team to prove point. That's why I put battle right here, man. I mean, listen, you get swept. You got kicked in the teeth. You got punched in the face. Now what, right? Now what? So, listen, I'm not making excuses, whatever, but I will say again, playing at their ballpark, playing in Austin, that ballpark fits what they like to do very, very well. And a lot of those shots South going to hit, if you're playing at Founders Park, those are bombs. Those are home runs. So, you got to be able to win anyway. You got to be able to find ways to win, and situational hitting has got to be much, much better. You can't keep leaving guys in scoring position. But, I'm not throwing in the towel 14 games in the season, man. 14 games in the season. I'm not doing. And hey, if you want to, and you want to say this team's overrated and they stink and they haven't played anybody, you can be my guest. But I'm just not going to be on there with you. I think, and I said this on the show today that dropped, and I'll say it now. And if you have virgin ears, cover your ears, because I said this verbatim on the podcast. But honestly, if you are saying fire Mark Kingston at this very moment, if you are waking up on this Monday saying fire Mark Kingston, he's a bum, he sucks, you're a fucking idiot. I mean, that's the only way I can put it. You're just a fucking idiot. Like, there's no other way to put it. You need your head checked. We're 14 games in the year. We're 14 games deep. I mean, hey, if we miss the postseason this year and you want to say fire Mark Kingston, be my guest. But, at least let it play out. At least let it play out, man. I mean, this is Kingston's resume thus far. Super regional, missed postseason, canceled season. I mean, yeah, they had a bad year in 19. Your ace got hurt and it derailed your entire year. So, I don't know, man. Let's see. Thomas Gamble, we need to win one this weekend. Do we have a chance? I think so. Absolutely. Absolutely, we have a chance. It's SEC baseball. I mean, listen, it's going to be a challenge. There's no question. I mean, you're going to face Kumar Rocker and Jack Leiter, who are probably the two best pitchers in college baseball. Right up there with – it's going to be like facing Ty Madden twice. It is. But, I mean, do you have a chance? Dude, yeah, it's baseball. It's baseball. Of course you have a chance. And you got to go on the road. That's another challenge. But, hey, you know what? You got to find a way. You got to win anyway. You need Thomas Farr to have his best. You need your pitchers to have their best stuff too, and you got to go toe-to-toe with these guys. So, we'll see. We'll see. It should be a lot of fun. I can't wait, honestly. By the way, guys, we'll probably plan on doing a live watch-along for the Friday games at 7:30. I'll probably do a live watch-along for the Friday game. I know Saturdays at noon and Sundays at 2. I don't know. I kind of like to do all three of them. I don't really know yet. The only reason I didn't do one Sunday is because we lost the first two games, and I didn't really like my setup in the living room. I'm gonna try to do it. I'm gonna try to do it in here in the studio. Probably do it in the studio again. So if we can do that, I might. I don't know. I mean, might just go live for all three games. I don't know yet. You guys just stay tuned for that. But definitely Friday. I'm definitely planning on Friday. Tomorrow night, I'll be at the game, so no live watch along. I'll actually be in Founders Park. So. HML31 Gaming says, I think Kingston's a good coach. I do too. Listen, I like Mark Kingston. I think he's a baseball man, but here's the thing. He's either going to win and keep his job or he's not. And, again, the standard is the standard at Carolina baseball. If he doesn't win enough, he won't have a job. And he knows that and everybody knows that. But I like Kingston thus far. I have no issues with Kingston. I think Kingston's a good baseball man. And I got no issues with him right now. I said going into this series, by the way, with Texas, Vandy, Florida, if you can come out of that 3 games, if you can come out of those 3 series 5-4 or better, you did a pretty good job. Well, now you're 0-3. So, yeah, you need to find a way to win at least one of those series. You got to, especially Florida at home. So, again, it's a challenge, man, but hey, it's the SEC gauntlet, bro. I mean, welcome to the gauntlet. It is what it is. So you got to bounce back. You got to find a way to bounce back. Again, you get the win over Davidson tomorrow night. You start the season 12-3. All your goals are in front of you, man. All your goals are still there. It's not like the season's down the shitter because you lost to Texas. It is what it is. So Joseph says, I cannot believe Brady Allen hit the ball off the one little part where the wall raises up and it goes off the wall. Wes Clark goes against the wind on the hardest hit ball. Seidler There were a lot of things like that, man, that happened. And again, it just wasn't your weekend. Listen, sometimes, and I was talking to myself about this before we went live. Baseball is a game, guys, where it's a game full of really good, it's a game full of good intentions and not always good results. Sometimes you just get beat. I don't know how else to tell you, but sometimes you just get beat. Sometimes it's not your day. Sometimes it's not your weekend. Trust me, I played the game. You work your tail off all week and you go into a start as a pitcher. Bro, sometimes it's just not there. You can't explain it. It's like, man, I just don't, coach, I don't have it today. I don't know what it is. I just don't have it. I can't put it where I want it. As a hitter, sometimes you're just missing. I know fans don't like to hear that because fans want to be able to blame something. They want to blame something. But sometimes in the game of baseball, man, like I said, no matter how good you are, you're going to lose a third of the games you play. So in this game, you're just going to lose. You just are going to lose. Now, obviously, you need to win more than you lose, but you're going to lose. You are. The best teams in Major League Baseball lose 40, 50 games. They lose 50 games, 60 games. So, I mean, it happens, man. You lose games. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I'm not trying to say, oh, it's okay, we got swept by Texas. I mean, you never want to get swept. I'm not saying that's a good thing, but I'm just saying that as disappointed as I am, which I'm very disappointed because I expected a great series. And listen, you got that. You got that over the first two games. You really did. I mean, the first two games played out exactly as I expected. Just we came out on the wrong side of them. And, I mean, Sunday game, things just kind of got out of hand, whatever, early. Bosniak didn't have it. But those first two games, and we could have easily won. We could have won those games. And just lack of situational hitting, we didn't. Bottom line, we didn't get the job done. We didn't execute. But it's not like we got blasted. It's not like we looked like we didn't belong on the field with Texas. You know what I mean? So I'm not hitting the panic button, guys. It's, again, I say all that to say I'm not hitting the panic button. We got a long season to go. We got a long season ahead. You got to find a way to win a series this weekend. Bottom line, I know it's Vandy. I know they got Kumar and Leiter, but you got to find a way to win a series this weekend, man. It's, because I can tell you this, as much as that Texas series hurt, if you go out there and beat Vandy 2 out of 3, ain't nobody going to give a damn. Because that's SEC ball is what matters. We all know that. That's what truly matters is SEC baseball. Let's see. I'm missing some questions, guys. Sorry, I'm kind of rambling. Joseph, find a way to steal Friday or Saturday from Vandy and then win Sunday. Yeah, exactly. You have to. Joseph, it's sad everyone will forget the amount of really good plays we made this weekend because the end of the day it was an L. And again, that's why on the podcast, I kind of compared this series to the Clemson series in the sense that, if you guys can take 5 seconds and just try to remove as much bias as you can from the weekend, right? Just purely think about it from the baseball perspective. Friday and Saturday were great baseball games. Those were really high quality baseball games. But you came out on the wrong side of them. So when you lose, nobody's saying, oh man, it was such a great baseball game. Everybody's like, oh my God, this missed opportunity, that, these little things we didn't do. That's exactly how the Carolina-Clemson series was. When you walked off Clemson twice, if we'd have gotten walked off, we wouldn't have been saying how great those games were. We'd have been like, oh my God, those were terrible games. We missed these opportunities. We left these guys on. We walked in these runners, whatever. So winning cures all. Winning, it's like that in every sport, right? We know it's in football too. It doesn't matter how you win. As long as you win, nobody gives a damn about that false start penalty or that interception you threw or that fumble or that whatever. You know what I mean? Nobody cares. But if you win the game, you just won. Who gives a shit? So, but when you're on the wrong side of it, you nitpick everything. When you're on the wrong side of it, you nitpick and you overanalyze, not even overanalyze. You deep dive and you dwell on the things that went wrong. You dwell on the things that went wrong, and that's what we're doing. So, I mean, it is what it is, man. It comes to the territory. You didn't get the job done, bottom line. RJ Kelly says, damn, what's up with the dude coming at you about Frank Martin? You never said fire Frank at all, so any news pertaining to that. Bro, if you're critical of the coach in any way, especially when it comes to Frank, if you're critical of the coach in any way, people assume you want him fired. That's just bottom line. If you're not fully Garnet Glasses 110% behind him, supporting him every second of the day, people say, oh, he wants him fired. And again, people just lump it in there for me because I was the Fire Muschamp guy. So they just assume, people are saying, oh, you've said everything but fire Frank Martin. Well, that's the point, bro. If I wanted him fired, I'd just say it. Trust me. I have no issue voicing my opinion. Let's see. Where did I just see? Todd Smith, change the subject a little bit. What's up with the Manscaped purchases? I'd have to look. I'd have to check and see. I think we're at 7. So we need to get to 10. TSUS is the promo code. Yeah, manscaped.com. If you haven't bought anything, the promo code is TSUS. Let's go to the phone lines. Hey, man, what's going on?
What's up, Chris? How you doing today?
I'm doing well. I appreciate you asking.
Hey, it's a Monday in Cola, ain't it?
Yeah. A little overcast, but just another Monday in Cola. Yeah, for sure.
The baseball thing, you could go either or on that. Honestly, I hate the fact that we got swept in the series versus Texas. It sucks. We lost 3 games. We're starting SEC play. We might not be an Omaha team this year, but we're definitely a regional team. There's no doubt about it. And then if you look at the last half full, basically we played somewhat a caliber of an Omaha or regional game against Texas. So for some of them guys who the season was cut short, this was a good, way to get out there and feel the pressure and feel what it's going to be whenever the season actually gets intense. Like, for example, the situation with Wes Clark. Wes made a mistake. Somebody's been on Wes's back. Oh, Wes. Kid goes out there and makes one freaking mistake in a big-time pressure situation that anybody could have simply done. Got the first, head went left, body went right. That's a 50-50 call. But that's a learning experience that you can't get in practice. So now I'm pretty sure Kingston's going to have his guys ready and sharpened up for SEC play. And what's a better way of sharpening iron than to go through the feet to make the blade that much more sharper? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, that's why I said that's why I just said I was so happy this happened before SEC play. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you 100%.
And basketball, talk about a shell shocker. I did not see that coming. And I seen where you posted something about there's possibility of Tanner might not be with us.
Yeah, my guy told me that it sounds like this summer. He I think the thought process is he's going to step down into a different role with the university, but step down from the AD role. So that seems to be the thought process.
I didn't see that, but sometimes you got to flip over a new leaf to make the tree grow greener. You know what I mean? Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I love Ray. That's, people notice I don't really say a lot of bad things about, like, I'm not like out here pumping beating my chest saying fire Ray Tanner, because I love Ray and the baseball side of things. But I honestly, man, I think what happened with Ray is, and I have no issues that he wanted to do something different. He accomplished so much at Carolina, and I know some people questioned his decision, but whatever. He wanted to, he wanted to do something different. I respect it. Take on a new challenge, whatever. But you think about when he took the job as AD, Steve Spurrier had us rolling in football. Baseball obviously was doing their thing. Basketball, we had just hired Frank Martin. We had hired Dawn Staley, I think, around that time as well. Like, everything in our athletics department was going well, right? So I think what happened, man, I don't think Ray realized how hard the job was going to be. Because everything was going great when he took over. But it's like, then shit starts to hit the fan. And it's like, oh, God, I got to go hire a football coach. And like, oh, God, now basketball's not doing as good as they should be. And then, oh, God, Chad Holbrook and baseball, we're not just winning national championships every year. So I think the job was probably just a lot harder than he envisioned it would be. And, whatever, we're at the point we are now. So I love Ray. And, I like Ray, and I can also say I don't think he's an athletic director. I don't think he's, not everybody's meant to be a CEO. Not everybody's meant to be a number one. Not everybody's meant to be a head baseball coach, and not everybody's meant to be an athletic director. And I don't think Ray Tanner's an athletic director personally, if you want my honest opinion. But I like Ray, and I definitely don't think he should be fired. I think he should be allowed to, if they want to make a change, like, hey, if you don't mind, step down. I mean, you can't fire a guy whose number is on the wall at Founders Park. You just can't do it. You can't do it. So, if somehow Ray could not be AD, but not go back to fully being a baseball coach, but have something to do with the baseball program, I would be all for that.
Yeah, I can assure you, man, he's not going back to the dugout. I just, people that say that, dude, if he wanted to coach baseball, he would have never taken the AD job. Like he's done coaching baseball. He's not coaching baseball anymore. So
I wonder if he'll have a role like maybe, I don't know, a manager type role or something like that. I don't know. Ray is Ray. He's done a lot of great things for South Carolina. So, yeah, I couldn't see them firing him. Could I see Ray wanting to do something different? Yeah. I appreciate everything Ray's doing. Right. But also, this speaks a lot of President Caslen, too, just to be like, hey, I understand COVID's happened. But Caslen could be looking at it like, we beat Florida. There should be no excuse. It took a serious set to actually let Frank go. And that's one of them 50-50 things. 50% of the people's going to hate it. 50% of the people's going to love it. I think Caslen is really trying to make a statement with the fan base of, hey, I'm here to put us to where we need to be when Spurrier and baseball and everything was booming and take us to the next level and boost this ceiling. Yeah,
so Caslen is no –
going to play out.
Yeah, Caslen is no nonsense. I mean, you have to think, too, though, like, he doesn't have loyalty to Ray Tanner. He doesn't have loyalty to Frank Martin. Like, he doesn't care. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like they're his guys. So, and I mean, I'll be honest with you, man. I've heard that, and this could have changed, but I've heard that the relationship between Caslen and Tanner it's not like perfect, put it that way. I don't think they see eye to eye on everything or agree on everything, which, I'd say is normal in that business relationship type deal. But, yeah, I mean, like you said, I mean, Bob Caslen is, I definitely think he's the mastermind. I heard he was the guy that, Ray Tanner wanted to bring Muschamp back, and Caslen was the one that said, no, hell no. We're gonna take care of it now. So I mean, yeah, I think Caslen definitely is the for lack of a better way of putting it, he's the big swinging dick in the room, and he's making the decisions, and I respect it. I mean, listen, I like Frank Martin. I'm admittedly have said this before. Like, I'm not as big a basketball guy. I do love Carolina basketball. Don't get me wrong, but I love Carolina baseball more. Like, winning the national championships in baseball ranks way ahead of the Final Four for me. Like, that's just where I am. I know for a lot of people, the Final Four is like their number one memory as a Gamecock fan. It's like the greatest thing that ever happened, and it was cool. I mean, I really enjoyed it, but like, I don't have this weird attachment. I don't have this weird attachment to Frank because of the Final Four. You know what I mean? Like, that was great and all, but I mean, it's 4 years ago. Like, who gives a shit? You know what I mean? So, and so that's why I kind of said, man, like, listen, I didn't think, if they fire him, to me, that tells me they have a guy out there that they want and they feel like they can get. That you don't just fire him if you don't have somebody else you can go get. But I said this, that in the sense of, the program is dead right now, and Frank can justify the way this season went with COVID and this and that. And I totally get it. Like I said, I'm empathetic to what he dealt with, what his team dealt with. I think we all are. But for him to say after the final SEC tournament game, after the final game, for him to say that it's unfair to call the season disappointing because of what they dealt with, that just blew my mind. And it just, you know what I'm saying? So like, and I said it all year, listen, I'm kind of at the point where I'd love to see Frank Martin come back next year and get that shot at redemption. I really would, you know what I'm saying? And let's judge him during a normal season. But at the same time, if Bob Caslen and Ray Tanner, but more Bob Caslen, but if the people behind closed doors, if they think letting Frank go is the best decision for the basketball program, then so be it. I'm really not that upset about it. It is what it is. And hey, at least we're going to have some fun storylines to talk about with Carolina basketball going into the next season. Because I just feel like, sure, there's a chance you turn it around with Frank Martin, you bring him back, but it's not a guarantee. And I mean, that's why I said if I was Frank, I would step down, I would retire, I'd move on, because there's nothing that tells me that next year would be any better for him. You know what I mean? There's just nothing. You're going to lose A.J. Lawson. From what I'm hearing, you're going to lose Keyshawn Bryant, probably going to lose some other guys. This team's not going to be better next year. They're not. They're just flat out. They're not going to be more talented. They're not going to be more talented. So Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I will be very, very surprised though if they fire him. I just didn't expect it. I just thought certainly because he is so well liked and everybody loves Frank Martin and whatever. I really thought that they definitely give him another year. But again, Bob Caslen don't give a damn. You know what I mean? That's not his guy. And if he looks at the basketball program and heck, he kind of sees it the way I did in the sense that I mean, again, I'm empathetic and they missed a lot of practice time and they missed games and all that. But dude, a lot of other teams dealt with COVID too and didn't just completely shit the bed and mail it in with a month and a half to go. That's what bothered me. And again, with Frank saying what he said after the final game, that tells me that behind closed doors, they embraced the thought process of, oh, well, it's a COVID. See, they embraced the built-in excuse. They did. And Frank did. And that trickles down to the entire organization. That's what irritates me. If you didn't want to play, we could have just opted out the entire year. If you did not want to play, we could have done that. But if you're going to show up and play, you might as well try to win. So
the best quote I've ever heard on excuses, I'll let you go after this so I can get back to work. The best quote I've ever heard on excuses come from one of my favorite baseball coaches ever, Lacey Hardy, who actually turned me on to your show before he passed away, was excuses are for losers and people who don't give 100%. I'd rather you give me 100% and we go out there and lose as a team and we can hold our head held high and build off of this than to go out there with an excuse and get blowed out and not leave it all out there on the floor or field or whatever sport you're playing. And that's probably the best quote I've ever heard on excuses.
Yeah.
And I see what you're saying, but yeah, I mean, if you're already going out there with the mindset of, hey, if we go out there, we can only lag around, give 50 and not even play for your pride and your self-respect, that's not something that's going to change with a brand new captain. That's something that's got to be a culture shock. So
yeah,
I guess we're just going to see how things play out. But anyways, like I said, dude, you need to make you a shirt with the Shaggy song. Fire Frank, it wasn't me, because your ass is catching the heat for this.
Yeah, everybody's just gonna point. I love I had somebody tweet at me and they're like, "You tell me I had a part in this." I'm like, "What are you talking?" Yeah, Bob Caslen's reading my Twitter feed. He's like, "Well, if the Spurs Up show says fire him, then I guess we should." I don't know.
At least now we know who was hacking into the thing.
Right, that's it.
It wasn't Muskett. It was Caslen trying to get information.
Trying to get intel. Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Exactly.
Have a good Monday, Chris.
Yeah, man. I appreciate it. Thanks so much for the call. Great stuff. 843-790-3377. That is 843-790-3377. Wow. That was a great conversation on Frank, honestly, guys. We'd love to take your questions, calls, everything else. Savannah, next weekend, 27th and 28th is UF Baseball Series. Yes, the 26th through the 28th. That'll be at Founders Park. We play Friday at 7, Saturday at 4. And Sunday at noon. If you're wondering how I know that, my calendar is right there across the studio, so I can just see. I have the times written down and stuff. But yeah, so that weekend will be Florida. Phil says 5 days until Major League Rugby kicks off. Indeed. By the way, guys, did you notice the shirt today? Some football vibes. Free Jungle Boy. I love this shirt. I felt like the need to show it. I love this shirt. Absolutely love this shirt. Tom McClellan says, Mike Boynton the new guy? If you look at Twitter right now, seeing a lot of people voice their support, their love for Frank Martin. A lot of people. So, like I said, guys, I like Frank, and again, I'd have no problem with them wanting to bring him back. I really wouldn't. I'd have no issue with that whatsoever. Again, I think that the shot at redemption would be cool. It'd be a cool thing for him. Like I said, guys, I told you what I'd do. If I was Frank, I wouldn't even let it get to this point. I'd step down. I'd flat out just step down. And again, if these type of, again, where this feels a lot like the Muschamp thing at the end, in the sense where we didn't know if Muschamp was going to get fired until like that day of. But dude, when there's this much smoke, I think there's fire. There's certainly fire somewhere. So there's certainly fire somewhere. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. It's very surprising to me. It's very, very surprising to me. I really thought there was no way they would pull the trigger on this. I just thought there was no way they'd do it. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Joseph, trust me, there are people on Twitter and in my mentions that were going after Kings. It's not a large number or anything, but there are people for sure, unfortunately, believe it or not. So, yes, I saw PJ Dozier's tweet. Yes, I did, which that's a great idea. I'm actually repost that. I did see PJ Dozier's tweet. I mean, here's what I would say too, though. So PJ, here, let me just go to his Twitter and I'll show you guys. I'll share the screen and show you guys. So this is what PJ Dozier's had to say. Okay. So here we go. You see let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. There we go. Okay. So you can see the two tweets. You'll see it. Not a fan of these rumors. I'm hearing about the future of our men's basketball program at USC. I'm eager to see where the loyalty lies. He also said, we all know how loyal Coach Frank is, and he will never say it, but let us not forget how he stuck with the vision and turned the program around when he could have went elsewhere. So that is what he said. That is what he said. I mean, I'm not surprised at all. I mean, PJ Dozier, a guy that was a star at South Carolina and part of that Final Four team. And listen, Frank is one of those guys that not everybody can play for him, but the guys who do, they create extremely tight bonds. And I think Dozier is certainly one of those guys. So I'm not surprised at all to see one of his former players coming out in support like that. So, Jeremy, what's up, man? Courtney says, Muschamp, we kind of knew a different coach could win right away with the Muschamp situation. Santa Webster, all bias aside, can we still have confidence going into conference play after this past weekend? Yeah, absolutely. Listen, baseball is a game of resiliency, of battling, of adversity. If you don't like those things, if you don't like battling adversity and being resilient and overcoming, baseball's not the game for you because it's a game of failure. You're going to fail more than you succeed in this game. So, yeah, I don't think the guy's confidence should be shot at all. I mean, listen, you lost a hard-fought series. You lost all 3 games by 3 runs. I mean, they were all close. It sucks to get swept. Don't get me wrong. I'm pissed. I'm disappointed. But again, the season's not over. If you go out there and take 2 out of 3 from Vandy this weekend, God forbid, ain't nobody going to give a shit about Texas. I promise you. Nobody's going to care about Texas. SC Football 2, what's up, man? Yeah, tough series will bounce back. I tend to agree. Carolina Ranger says, Chris, who would take for the South Carolina basketball job, Pat Kelsey or Wes Miller? I'll take Kelsey. Why not? Billy Vincent texts in, does Greg Marshall have too much baggage to be considered if Frank and USC part ways? Probably so. Honestly, probably so. I got another text. What's up, Chris? It's Robbie Davis. People need to calm down with the whole baseball mess. Like I've told you before, the 2 years that we won the national championship, we had losses. When life throws you adversity, it's all about how you react to it. Go Gamecocks. Love your show. Robbie, appreciate you, my friend. Thank you. I agree with you 100%. Elizabeth Ballard, yeah, Wes getting the home run. It felt good to see one leave the yard. That's for damn sure. So, dude, think about this. We owe Kumar Rocker an ass whooping for what his dad did to us, what old Tracy Rocker did. I don't know if you guys knew that. Tracy Rocker is Kumar Rocker's dad. So, again, guys, taking your questions, comments, calls, 843-790-3377. That is 843-790-3377. Chris Miller says, I think the PTSD from Muschamp has fans triggered, happy to jump on the fire train with other coaches, but Martin is not producing. Kingston's doing fine, in my opinion. Taylor says, are you filling out a bracket? Who's in your Final Four and championship? I have not filled out a bracket. Guys, would you guys want to do a TSUS bracket challenge? Should we do something like that? I mean, I know South Carolina's not in it, so I don't know that it would make a lot of sense, but everybody loves to fill out the brackets. I'm trying to think. Like, of course, we didn't have the tournament last year. Did I fill out? I guess I filled out a bracket in 19. I would imagine I did. I normally fill out a bracket every single year. I used to gamble on college basketball, and yeah. Let's see. Austin Kane, yeah, never stop fighting. You can't. SEC football, too. Never ever count the yard cocks out early. Some people want to hit the panic button too quickly. Season's nowhere over. South Carolina will bounce back. Yeah, dude, there's 42 games left. The season is far from over. Season's far from over. How about we do, maybe we'll do a bracket challenge and the winner gets a free piece of merch or something. I think that'd be fun. Again, guys, taking your questions, comments, calls, 843-790-3377. The SEC football, too. What is the March Madness thing you do? Is that with Wii or whatever? Like, what is that? What is that? How about spring football getting going this week, guys? Shane Beamer's meeting with the media Thursday, March the 18th at 1 o'clock. We'll cover that. And then Saturday, first spring practice. Crazy. Scott Stamey, what's going on? Savannah Webster, yes, good point. Girls selection is tonight at 7. I don't know if you guys did this, by the way. Believe it or not, you guys may not believe that I did this, but I don't know if you guys saw it on social media, but Gamecocks women's basketball is doing a – hold on, let me pull it up before I say the wrong thing. Let's see. The 2021 postseason pajama jam. It starts at 6 o'clock. I actually added myself to it. I'm going to be in it. I'm going to be in the pajama. I think I'm going to be in it. I don't know. I might tune in like a little late, but I was planning on jumping in. Why not? Why not? So if you guys are in that, you'll see me there. Carolina Ranger says, Chris, do you think South Carolina will get a new AD? Yes. Over the summer, I think it'll probably happen. Savannah Webster, we are on a 1 seed, but on the same side of the bracket. I want the 1 seed on the opposite side where Texas A&M is supposed to be. Yeah, I know we don't want to see UConn to the final. But, dude, you're going to have to – I say dude to Savannah, sorry. But, I mean, you're going to have to play them at some point either way. You're going to have to play them. So, I mean, what does it matter whether it's national championship or if it's whenever else, Sweet 16 or Elite 8 or whatever it be? It's crazy that March Madness is actually back, like that it starts this week. Pretty wild. Justin says, how about Ole Miss grad assistant coach Marshall Henderson? Young played in the SEC, has passion for the game, can connect with recruits, and he wouldn't have to get a huge bat to get hiring him as head coach. I don't think so. I'll pass. I will pass. Again, guys, 843-790-3377. Taking your questions, comments, calls. What a crazy weekend it was, man, from the Diamond with the Texas series to the Frank Martin news. Sorry. From the Frank Martin news that I know none of us expected to hear. Just absolutely wild. Absolutely wild stuff. Absolutely wild stuff. Mm-hmm. Phil says it's 19 degrees here in New Hampshire. Phil, like I told you, you're a better man than I, my friend. You can keep that. I'd rather it be 100 every day than be 19 degrees. And I'm not joking. I'm not over exaggerating, nothing. Like, bro, you can keep that. You can keep that. SEC Football 2, long story short, the SEC Football 2 March Madness is just a fun thing to do with my subs, chance to hang out and have a lot of fun. Yeah, no, I was just curious. I mean, I was just curious. It looks cool. It looks very cool. Ronnie Pace, nothing is official with Martin. Nothing is official. I'm actually posting a graphic right now with PJ Dozier's tweet. Todd Smith, anything on capacity for football? I have not heard anything. I mean, I'd assume they want to do. They want to do 100%. They want to do 100%. Absolutely. So. But yeah, I think. Listen, I think when you've got guys like like PJ Dozier starting to speak out and all that and fight for the coach, I think he's gone. I think more than likely Frank's gone, which is again crazy to me, mind blowing. I would have never guessed it. I really wouldn't have. It's shocking to me. H-Man 998 says, hope the baseball team got brought back down to earth. You learn more from losing than you do winning. And I'll say this too. I don't think our team went into the weekend with the big head or reading their own press clippings or, I really don't think that was the case, but you do make a good point. You learn more from losing than you do winning. And I think, Kingston said it after game 3 yesterday. I think this is a weekend that can provide you with a lot of lessons. You learn a lot about yourself as a team, good and bad, and you adjust and you go from there. So we'll see what adjustments they've made tomorrow night when they take on Davidson. And I would assume probably, I wonder who will get the start in that one. Maybe like a Mag Cotto. I don't know if Seitler, because Seitler just threw yesterday. So I don't know if he's going to, I don't know. I don't know if he'll get the start or not. But yeah, listen, like you said, you learn more from losing than you do winning. So we'll see what adjustments they make. But again, I'm not hitting the panic button. I'm not like worried about this team or anything. We'll be okay. We'll be okay. I think we'll be okay. I really do. I really do. SC Football Tube says, everybody already knows. I'm going to say it anyways. Clemson baseball is a disgrace and an embarrassment to the ACC, the state, and the country. Let us enjoy their failures. Taylor says, Sanders will start Tuesday. Do you have confirmation or are you just guessing? Which, I don't care if you're guessing or have confirmation. I'm just curious. Let me see. They haven't. Have they officially said anything? I would imagine Kingston's meeting with the media today, right? Oh, just guessing. Okay. Christian Carver, do you have the scouting report on Davidson? I do not right now, but that's what tomorrow's podcast will be about. We'll break down Davidson, so I'll deep dive into them a little bit later today. I can look up and just see how they've done thus far, though. We'll see. Let's see. They are 5-8 on the season. Davidson is 5-8, and they've lost 4 in a row. So, is that right? Yeah, that is right. Okay. Yeah, they're 5-8. So they actually just got swept by the Citadel, 2-0, 19-0, and 8-4. So coming off a really rough weekend. And before that, they lost to Miami of Ohio, 11-3. So, yeah. So listen, it's certainly a game you should win. You got to win. You got to bounce back in a big way, and I think we will. I think we'll bounce back in a big way. Justin, if you could get any retired NBA player to coach, who would you pick and why? Alex English. He played here. Why not? I think he's too old, but if I could pick anybody, I would say Alex English. Yeah, why not? The legend, Gamecock legend, arguably the most accomplished alumni to ever play at South Carolina. So, yep, a lot of people coming out this Monday voicing their support for Frank Martin. I'm going to ask specifically because I know he's in this chat, and I guess he's not going to call in today. But Phil, before we get off, Phil, do you want, and I'll just ask everybody, do you want Frank Martin to come back next year? What are your thoughts on Frank Martin? Do you think he deserves another year? Do you want to see him come back? What are your thoughts? I mean, again, I'm just right down the middle, and I hate to say that because that's not a popular place to be, but I think there are a lot of reasons he deserves to come back and have another shot. I think there are also reasons you could justify that, a change would not be the worst thing for the program. I think both can be true. Again, I don't really know what you accomplish firing him amidst a global pandemic. and he's had COVID twice. I don't know really what you accomplish. But again, I think it can be justified of why a new direction would be a good thing. I do. So, and Taylor makes a great point. See that what in the world? Got a hair in my face. That's the thing with me is I think if you're bringing him back under the impression of, okay, well, it's tournament or bust next year, then what's the point, dude? Like, what is the point? You know, there's just, I mean, because we're not going to make the tournament. We're not. So what is the point? Seems like everybody's ready to South Carolina to go a different direction. So. And again, guys, it may not be a popular opinion, but like I said, I really appreciate Frank for what he's done. And the Final Four was insane. It was crazy. And like maybe my biggest problem with Gamecock basketball is I don't have enough historical perspective. But I don't care how bad we were in the 90s or the 80s or the 70s or even the mid-2000s. Like, I do not give a damn. All I know is we've made one tournament in 9 years. That's it. That's it. And, you know, again, the Final Four was cool and everything, and it was great and all that. But, like, I don't think that should be a get-out-of-jail-free card for your entire career here. You know? Again, I'd have no issue bringing him back next year. I think a shot at redemption, you know, it'd be a good thing for Frank. I really do. I think it'd be a good thing for Frank Martin, a shot at redemption. But, you know, I also don't think new blood would be the worst thing ever. I don't think it would be. And people, again, the biggest argument that people have back to you is, you know, people say, oh, yeah, well, the recruiting's been terrible. That's why we need a new coach. And I saw somebody saying, oh, well, you know, I mean, you know, you act like the recruiting's been so good here. Tradition has to start somewhere. You can't just keep saying, oh, because things have been shitty for so long, we shouldn't expect them to be any better. You can't keep doing that. You cannot. And Courtney says, I think he should come back so that make us appealing because good coaches are not going to want to come back based on the treatment of the guy before. I hear you, and I do hear you in the sense of like he had COVID twice, but I mean, he's been here 9 years. It's not like we're pulling some quick trigger on a guy 3 or 4 years in. He's been here 9 years. You know, he's been here 9 years. So, you know. What's up, Chris? Robbie again. I'd love to see Frank Martin come back, but if he doesn't, I appreciate everything he's done. One thing I love about your show, you're 100% real and you don't sugarcoat it. Your friend, Robbie Davis. Robbie, appreciate you, man. I mean, that's all you can do is just be honest, man. That's all you can do is be honest. So. Yeah, I mean, listen, and Ronnie makes the point that the biggest problem is that you just haven't built on the Final Four at all. I mean, none. You've built no momentum off it. You completely squandered all of the good things that happened from the Final Four. And I mean, again, that's one of the biggest indictments of the Frank Martin era. That's one of the biggest indictments of this era. So, you know, again, it'll be a sad day because I think Frank Martin is a good head basketball coach, and I think he cares about the University of South Carolina, and you know, I think he certainly wants to get the job done. Again, the bigger question to me is, does his style and does his way of doing things, does it still work? Does it still really work? And I think that's the question that you have to ask yourself. So, guys, great Monday. Been awesome. This has been great conversation. I'm going to go and wrap it up. Quick reminder, like I said, guys, episode 400 dropped this morning. Breaking down the Texas series, the Frank Martin rumors, great conversation with Matt Vogel. And I also want to say, guys, thank you all so much. Again, hitting 400 episodes. I mean, if you'd have told me that when I first started, I probably said, I don't know, you were crazy. It's almost like it's hard to comprehend. It's surreal. And again, I say thank you to you all because without your love and support, it certainly wouldn't be possible, would not be doable. It wouldn't have happened. So again, thank you guys for your love, support, everything else. Episode 400, though, did drop this morning. Be sure to go check it out. It's a great show, great podcast. We'll have the Daily Crow all week, noon to 1 podcast. All 5 days this week, again, moving through baseball season, Monday through Friday, of course. You guys know the drill. Also, stay tuned. Probably going to do a live watch-along on at least Friday for the Vanderbilt series. And again, I'll update you guys on kind of what we're going to do. Also going to probably be doing a giveaway that'll come out later today with Apex Art and Design. Also, quick reminder, if you have not bought from manscaped.com, do me the favor, use the promo code TSUS, get you something, help support the Spurs Up Show. Going to be massive for the business once we hit 10 promo code conversions. Again, guys, thank you so much. Appreciate you all tuning in. We will talk to you.